Hello everyone. We are live again here in Esentaxa. Andre Papito here, and in this live, we are going to talk about how to run a business in Belgium and try to optimize taxes in this country. We always talk about Italy in our lives. This is the first stream in which we are going to discuss about Belgium and actually what have to do if you want to move to Belgium and you want to run a business. When I say you want to run a business, it means that you're going to be self-employed or freelancer. Now, in this live, as always, I will explain how to move to Belgium and spare as much tax possible when you set up your freelancer position, self-employed position, or company position. And after that, if this somebody wants to ask some questions, I will be happy to reply. So, as always, in the description below the video, you will find our email contact info@esentaxa.com for any clarifications or a 15-minute call in which we can understand exactly your issue, your problem, and we can guide you through our services. And actually, in this way, we can easily understand how can we help you. So, about Belgium, a lot of people are contacting us to understand exactly what is the situation in Belgium in terms of taxation. This is a classical question because a lot of people are receiving job offers in this country, and they're asking us what would be my net in the pocket at the end of the year. So, some big companies, some big multinational company try to hire people from abroad, and they offer packages. So we have these classical employee packages in which we can somehow understand exactly the net in the pocket. Now, when you are a freelancer, things are a little bit more complicated. This is because when you have actually the package offered in terms of freelancer, you will going to be receiving an amount of money, not in general cases, on daily basis. So only on your working day you will receive an amount of money. Now, in this amount of money, which is your revenue, you have to take into account your expenses, your social security. So yourself will be responsible of paying all the mandatory things such as taxes, social securities, and other services, which are the base minimum to run your business. So here I just want to give you in this live some guidelines in case you are approaching Belgium, in case you are start looking at being a self-employed or a freelancer, or if you want to run a business through a company. So, as always, we check the revenue. First of all, if you're moving to Belgium and you are an employee and looking to turn yourself as a self-employed because you think it's more convenient, because taxes are more higher in your pocket if you turn in as a self-employed, well, it's all about numbers and it's all about tax simulations. For employee as self-employed, you have the same tax bracket system. So from 25% up to 50%, that's fine. The difference is that you can deduct your personal costs. I mean, not your personal, sorry, your business cost related to your activity. While if you're an employee, you can basically do nothing because you receive your money in your net. Your company offered some bonuses like check meal or the card, the company car, some other reimbursements, some other bonuses, but that's it. This is the only thing you can negotiate. But when you are self-employed, you're receiving this revenue. You can basically use all the costs that are related to your business, but are also useful for yourself, such as the laptop, for example. If you need a car, you can yourself deduct the cost of your car in Belgium. And in Belgium, the quality of this country compared to the rest of Europe is that you can deduct almost everything at 100%. Okay, so that's very, very high. In Belgium, there is a law that says, in principle, you can deduct all your costs 100%, except certain things. Okay, so this is how it works. What are those certain things? Classical are restaurants, which is 69%, and you cannot tax credit, you cannot recover the VAT. The car, there is a certain deductibility percentage based on the um, how much the car pollute. So basically, you can also have this kind of deductibility. The best choice is to purchase an electric car, which is basically the full electric, which basically give you 100% deductibility. Yeah, so it's a lot. Actually, it's a lot. Of course, if you use a car for yourself, there is also it will increase also your income, but it's not a lot. So definitely, when you're a freelancer, you have more flexibility, and of course, you pay the social security, which is in Belgium, it's roughly 20% of your income, but you pay a minimum amount of social security even though you're not earning nothing. So our advice is always your income, your revenue, your yearly revenue has to be at least 25,000 euro per year minimum, okay, in order to start a business in Belgium. If you are below this threshold, you have also possibility to apply for the franchise TVA, which is a sort of forfeit regime, like similar to Italian forfeit regime, in which you don't pay VAT. You don't have to add the VAT on your invoices. This is also another trick you can exploit. But if your income is lower than 25,000, above this amount of money, you have to apply the ordinary VAT, unless you're working as a B2B business with client from abroad. Other thing is turning to a company. So this is the self-employed. The self-employed is always more like to be in comparison with the employee situation. You can receive an offer. You can choose between be an employee or self-employed. You can start living in Belgium as an employee, and in parallel, you can have also another business in which you can open a VAT, and there you spare at least almost the entire social security. So there you pay only the taxes at the top of your employee income. So this is the thing. Or the other solution is that you move to a company, and the company in Belgium are quite interesting because if you fulfill certain requirements, you can basically reach 20% on corporate level and 15% on dividends. So I'm going to explain you quickly in this live how it works, and then if I see people asking about this solution, we will go more in deeper on this discussion in our channel Esentaxa. So if you move to Belgium and if you want to open a company, in general cases, the company are taxed at 25% on corporate level and 30% on dividend. But if you become a small medium enterprise, so if you have all the requirements to be qualified as a small medium enterprise in Belgium, you drop this down to 20% as a corporate level and down up to 15% on dividend. What are these requirements? So first of all, your revenue should not be bigger than 2.5 million. You should not have more than 50 employees, and your company should not be owned by other entity. So the majority of your shares, they're supposed to be owned by individuals. So if you respect those requirements, you can be qualified as a small medium enterprise. And the small medium enterprise, they are granted with this 20% flat tax on the corporate level. Of course, if the first 4 years of activity you are considered a startup, so this 20% flat tax works on the profit up to 100k, and above this profit there is another brackets that moves to 25%, like the original companies. And after 4 years, if you want to keep this 20% profit tax, you have to pay yourself as an administrator of a company a salary of at least 45,000 euro per year. Okay, so these are the requirements to have this corporate tax at 20%. What about the dividends? The dividends, you have to be a small medium enterprise. You have to constitute your enterprise, your Belgium company, with the entire capital, minimum capital, legal minimum capital in Belgium, which is 18,600 euro. So you can, in Belgium, you can even create a company with €1. This is not a problem. But from the year you inject in the company a declared initial capital of 18,600, you start counting the time after that from which you can start benefit of these 15 dividends. Okay, so I'll give you an example. You create a company in 1 year. 2 years after, you have enough money to inject this capital, or you still have the money since the beginning. You can create a company with this capital, 18,600. Then you have to wait 3 tax years, and from the third tax year onward, you will start receive dividend at 15%. So the first year will be 30%, the second 20, and the third year onward it shrinks down to 15%. Okay, and this is quite nice because you can have a 20% corporate tax and 15% a dividend. This is quite a good, let's say, compare the rest of European companies to be in Belgium, to receive high salaries in Belgium with this level of taxation, not the famous 50% as you normally see in the tax bracket system for individuals, is not bad. I would say it definitely is not bad. And then on top of it, the profit of a company is what is after the cost, after the coherent cost of your activity. So you can deduct your cost first, and only the profit will be taxed at this 20%. There are some countries in Europe in which you don't have the chance to deduct your real costs, but you have these certain general flat taxes like 10%, 5%, especially in Eastern European countries, where you don't have the possibility to deduct your real coherent cost. Okay, so this is the benefit of having an opening and running a business with a Belgian company. Um, there are also other tricks and solutions to even squeeze the dividend down to 5%. I said 5%. We already mentioned in one of our initial videos about this special way of withdrawing money out of your Belgian company at only 5%. Um, of course, if you want to know more about these Belgian companies, if you want to know all about the tricks and tips to build up this company running correctly, optimize the taxes as much as possible in Belgium, let us know. In the description below the video, you will find our email contact info@esentaxa.com, or alternatively a 15-minute call in which we can guide you through our services, in which we can basically understand exactly if for you makes sense be a freelancer, a self-employed based on your income, based on what you received as an offer in Belgium, as a working offer, or if it makes sense for you opening a company. For example, you want to run a multiple business at the same time, then the company maybe makes more sense for you rather than be an individual. Uh, the Belgian companies are also very nice when we want to structure with multiple levels. For example, if we want to have a holding company, and then we have the sub companies that running real business and the holding just hold your assets, then it's the best things you can set up in Belgium, because when you have the parent child directive, when you exploit this tax benefit parent child, you can withdraw the dividends out of your company at zero tax, because the money that you are having in the company that makes the business can be taken off from the holding company at 0%. So the dividend company towards company is 0%. So this is also another benefits that you can have here in Belgium. Let me see if we have other questions. Of course, in this live, I just want to give you just a little bit of just a glimpse of what you can do with Belgian companies, how you can exploit correctly. Of course, every situation has to be tailored in consultancy call. Okay, here we just give advice, general concept, general. These are description of general natures. But if we want to understand if a Belgian company makes sense for your business, makes sense for your relocation in Belgium, let us know and we can discuss in a separate call. Okay. Okay. If there are any questions, take your chance now or leave forever. No, I'm joking. So if I see some questions, I can reply to it. I just stay here for 1 minute still. And otherwise, we can close this live. I think I've said pretty much everything. I will recap easily the benefit for freelancer. If your income is lower than 25K per year, you can use the franchise de TVA tax regime, which is basically you don't apply VAT on your invoices. If your income is bigger, then you have to evaluate if it makes sense to remain as an employee or self-employed, or running or doing both things, be an employee and have a separate business in parallel. This will allow you to spare a lot of in terms of social contribution. And if your income it's bigger than 70K, maybe create a company makes more sense, because your taxation on profit with small medium enterprise is only 20% on profit, and after 3 years is only 15% on dividends. Okay, and plus other possibility in long term in a tax optimization plan, we can also find a way to withdraw dividend at 5%, which are not really called dividend, but it's another form of taking money in your private uh, wallet, in a private pocket, let's say. And that's it for today. Thank you very much, guys, for having watching this live. And stay tuned with Esentaxa, notification bell, and like button in order to be always updated if you are interested in this kind of content. And see you to the next live or to the next video.